Atma Namaste and welcome. Welcome to this full moon meditation February 2014, and it also happens to be Valentine's Day. So before we start the lecture and the meditation, let us invoke for divine blessing, shall we? Just open your palms to the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother. We humbly ask for your blessings to all the spiritual teachers, spiritual elders, to all the holy masters, to all the saints of all traditions, to all the holy archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers. To my teacher, Master Chua Kok Sui, Mahaguruji Mailing, we thank you for divine light, divine love, divine guidance, help, healing, and divine protection. Thank you for blessing us with a loving heart, a caring heart, a compassionate heart, an intelligent mind, and also a powerful will that we may be of service to humanity. We thank you in full faith. So be it. All right, welcome. And in this day that people celebrate love, that is the lecture today. But we'll take it a little further than just romantic love or love for somebody you care about. We'll see love on a wider scale. So the title of this lecture today is Merging Human Love with Divine Love. So let's just start with the basics. Why do we do full moon meditations? For a lot of you who are joining us for the first time, I'll just make a quick explanation of why we do our meditations during the full moon. You will notice a lot of times during the full moon, a lot of people who are normally emotionally very stable somehow gets a little stirred up easily, right? And we have a lot of students who are working in the hospitals. They would always say that during the full moon, there seemed to be more activity in the emergency room. More accidents, more incidents, even more babies being born. So there's a lot of activity, and essentially it's because lots of energy, just massive amounts of energy pouring down to the earth. So it has a fertilizing or magnifying effect. So whatever people are going through, that energy coming in is just like, triggering it, or just like putting fertilizer, everything just grows. So to the common person, as one of great spiritual teacher, the Tibetan teacher said, for the everyday people who are not yet serious about their spiritual path, it's a time of crisis because things just keep popping up. Things just get magnified, right? People who are normally calm becomes a little easily agitated. Now, for the spiritual practitioner, it's a time of opportunity. Instead of this energy being something that stirs you up, you actually harness that energy, direct that energy to flush out stress, anger, resentment, blockages in your energy system. Use it to flush out negative energy that you don't want. It's just like instead of under a small waterfall, you're now under Niagara Falls. Massive amounts of energy flowing through, and you just harness that energy to flush things out. All right? And also after the meditation, we also use that energy to bless our projects, our loved ones, our friends, to give energy to the right places that we want to be successful. Okay, so that said, that's why we do full moon meditation. Now, we always attach to a lecture to it so that, for some of you who are not really studying a lot of spiritual teachings yet, at least once a month, you're getting a little snippet, right? A little short talk on something that hopefully inspires you to be more serious about your spiritual practice and your connection to God, all right? And we try to find a topic that is suitable. And of course, Valentine's Day, it's a time of hearts, right? Okay. Now, so what is love? If you study Greek, there are many types of love. There's eros, which is where the word erotic love comes from, right? It has to do with physical attraction, sexuality. Then you have agape, which is a higher form of love, and so on and so on. So there are many types of this. Every culture has it. So the way we're taught by a teacher is there are many levels of truth. And one level of truth of love is, it's an emotion. That is correct. You love someone, you feel this sensation, you want to be with them, you hug them, so you want to spend time with them. But if you really think about it, on a higher level of truth, love is not just an emotion, it is also a form of energy or a frequency of energy. That's why there are people that you care about, without saying something, without expressing something, you could feel this love permeating through your system. Now the question is, how is this love radiated? And why is it that some relationships last longer, some relationships don't last as long, and some people who, express it to each other, they love each other, but somehow some people say, yeah, I don't feel there's something there. Because when it comes to real love, it has to do with tapping into this energy and harnessing it and using it properly, all right? Now, to really understand this love, we have to look at it like from the human viewpoint and on the divine or the spiritual viewpoint. Let's start on the human level. So if you just simply press the center of your chest, okay, that's where you have your heart energy center. So if you just do a simple experiment, everybody follow me, press the center of your palm. In pranic healing, we do this to stimulate the hand centers to feel energy. So you raise your hand like this, just feel the energy of your chest. Okay, just keep your hand there. Just say the energy of my heart center. Just keep your hand there. Now close your eyes. Imagine somebody you love in front of you. It could be your children, your spouse, your parents, anybody you care about. Visualize them in front of you. Smile. Recall a happy time you've had with them. All right. Can you feel something in your hand? When we do this in a lot of classes, people usually say, oh, I feel a warmth. I feel my hand being pushed out. All right? Okay, put your hand down. So what you're feeling is the expansion of the heart chakra. Now, this heart chakra is actually seen here as drawn by a clairvoyant artist. Your heart actually has two main colors. It's red and gold. So this red and gold colors works like this. When you care for someone or you just feel like you have affection or compassion for someone, this heart chakra starts to expand. It starts to spin faster, lots of energy radiate, and that red turns to pink. So when that pink energy envelops somebody you care about, they have this warm and fuzzy feeling. That's why some people, when they tell you, oh, I love you, you go, no, you don't. You go, how did you come up with that conclusion? Well, I don't feel it. It's just words. You see, if you're sensitive, if you don't feel that expansion of energy from the heart and envelops you, somehow part of you go, this person doesn't mean it. Because right there and there, you're getting an experience that this love is not just somebody that, expresses with their words, but if they really mean it, something actually radiates from their aura. That is pink loving energy. Okay? Now, when you love someone a lot and you're extremely generous with them, you forgive them, what happens? You take care of them. Sometimes you go overboard in, making sure their needs are taken care of and so on. They say, hey, then people say, wow, you have a heart of gold. You see, when the heart chakra gets very, very activated, the red and the pink is still there, then it is overshadowed by the brilliant golden light. So when somebody has this kind of love, it becomes unconditional. All right? Now, let's just differentiate the different kinds of love. There's another kind of love where it is conditional. You say, well, what exactly does that mean? Once you understand the energy, you know that this conditional love and unconditional love are related to different chakras or different energy centers. So if you touch the center of your chest, you go down a little bit lower, the soft spot in between your ribs, that's called the solar plexus. Okay? Now, in pranic psychotherapy, our teacher has taught us that heart chakra is related to love and care for other people. The solar plexus, the one below, is care for oneself. Okay? So, without going to a whole big lecture, essentially like this. The heart is what? Care for other people, caring for other people. The solar plexus is caring for oneself. Now, here's the interesting part. You know, there's some relationship says, oh, there's love. But the love is, it has a lot of requirements. I love you. It's like geometry, This angle is congruent to this angle if and only if these conditions are present. So it's just like, honey, I love you. If and only if, I don't know, you love me back, you clean the house, you pay my bills, or you do this, you do that. So the love is such that if these conditions are not met, that love goes away. That is solar plexus love. In other words, I love you if and only if I get something back for myself. That's why it's called love for oneself. So the solar plexus is connected to self-interest. Now, it's an interesting balance and play here. When we care for someone, we want them to love us back. So the solar plexus is involved. Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. That's why it's a give and take, right? Now, when you say it is unconditional love, the best, I think, example of that most people understand is when the mother is taking care of an infant. You love the child, right? The child goes poop and pee in the diaper. You don't say that, oh, I can't believe I have to pay for diapers, I have to clean your butt up all day long. What's wrong with you, kid? You don't say that. Why? You love the child, regardless of how much he goes to the toilet. They have diarrhea, they have all this stuff, and sometimes, anyway, you get the point. Do you ever say, oh, I can't believe this, how come you don't love me back? I have to keep changing your diaper. You don't. You just love the infant as he or she is. That's unconditional love. And it's interesting, as people grow, your ability to have unconditional love increases. When I say grow, we're talking about spiritual growth. You get to love people as they are. And the way my teacher always said this, my teacher used to always say, if you look at people and realize that they have not gone through the spiritual training that you have, they have not done meditation, they have not done spiritual classes, all right? They just have everyday lives that probably is full of stress. Can you really expect them to act like you? So if our standards are too high, it's very difficult to have a relationship where it's fulfilling, because you're expecting them to be a certain way, because that expectation gives you your self-satisfaction. So unconditional love says everyone grows at their own pace. An infant's going to act like an infant. A toddler is going to act like a toddler. A teenager is going to act like a toddler, right? An adult's going to act like an adult. So in a relationship, if we realize that, hey, this person is at this level, they're just a spiritual infant in an adult body. So when they don't treat us the way we want to be treated, you say, well, what can you do? A spiritual baby in an adult body. Just because the body is matured doesn't mean the soul is. So with that said, the love becomes more unconditional, and it's easier to show forgiveness. So unconditional love and forgiveness are actually two sides of the same coin. If you really care about the person and really love them, you just say, you know, I cannot really expect this person to have the capability of somebody who's like a PhD when they're just starting kindergarten on the spiritual path. So unconditional love actually makes it easier for us to forgive. And that's why if you just say, oh, I want to forgive this person, it doesn't work. You have to first say, you know, everybody makes mistakes. When I was your age, spiritually, I haven't studied anything. I was lost in the world. I was so busy with stress, with keeping up with the Joneses, keeping up all these things about material and physical standards that people have, how they dress, what car they drive. When I was stuck with that, I used to think like you. Now, hopefully, you've evolved a little bit more or a lot more. You realize, okay, these things are good. It's good to have a nice house, nice car, nice this, nice that. But you know what? None of this we can ever take with us when we leave our bodies. So you say, well, I was there like that before. Now, I've learned a little more. So this person's still there. Instead of getting upset and angry, I just try to love them and understand them, say, I was there before, I could relate. You see what I'm saying? So at that point, the heart becomes more activated. You start to show more compassion. Now, here's the interesting part. When the heart center expands, this person who's having a heart expansion is already entering the path of spirituality. The question is why? Now, there are many ways to explain this. The easiest way to understand it is understanding the structure or the anatomy of your chakras. Now, I know a lot of you who are new have been taught that the heart chakra is pink, it's green. Actually, if you have a clever look, the heart chakra does not have any green. It's actually red and gold. Anyway, in another lesson, if we have time, we'll go through that. But for now, your heart chakra looks something like this. It's actually like a flower, okay? Let me just make a better picture. All right, if you have the Pranic Healing book, it's in there. Okay, it's actually, imagine a sunflower. You know, a sunflower has a core and petals. The core is red. The petals are gold. Okay? So it's red and gold. Here's the interesting part. Your crown chakra is actually two chakras in one. In other words, if you have a clever look, it looks like you have a flower with petals. And right in the middle of it, it's another flower, also with petals, with a core and petals. Core and petals. So if I show you this one, again from another Pranic Healing book, just to make it easy. The crown chakra, if you look at it, the core is identical to the heart. In other words, if you look at this center portion, it's also red and gold. So, in other words, if you have somebody who could see energy, the core, the inside, remember two chakras, two flowers? The inside flower actually is red in the middle, and gold on the outside, which is identical to the heart. Now, here's the funny part. You say, well, so what? Right there gives you the secret of how to trigger the crown. In other words, once the heart chakra begins stimulated with love and compassion to others, because of that structure similarity, it's like a resonance. You know, like you heard of tuning for ding, and that frequency, something in the room, if it has similar vibration, it resonates. So when the heart chakra gets stimulated, somehow it triggers the one in the middle. When that one triggers, the whole chakra starts spinning, not wildly, but intensely. So a lot of times, people who are not serious about their spirituality, supposed to be, I'm not into meditation, I'm not into God, I just care for people. They don't realize when this guy is triggered, it triggers this one. And right there and there, the door is opening. Okay? Now, so, if you think about it, you cannot really be a real atheist if you care for other people. You might think in your mind you're an atheist, that you don't believe in God, but the spiritual door is opening. So when this is triggered, it triggers this one. When this one gets triggered, massive amounts of divine energy comes down, you reconnect with God. Okay? You say, we're always connected. True. But you see, it's a matter of degree. Like my teacher always says, truth not only has to be qualified, it has to be quantified. In other words, everyone is connected to God. In fact, in Islam, they say there is nothing but God, or in everything is God, God is in everything, right? But you see, the conscious connection is different from person to person. What differentiates the soul of a savage compared to the soul of a saint? There are many factors, but one of the major ones is the size of the spiritual connection. If you notice in a lot of images of saints, when they meditate, or in pictures, you see this shaft of light. That's called the spiritual cord, or in the Hindu tradition, it's called antakarana, like your spiritual antenna. In the Jewish tradition, it's oftentimes called the middle pillar, because when a person is spiritually very connected, it's not just a little light, it's a pole, like a pillar on top of their head. Okay? Now, a savage, or somebody who's ruled by their lower emotions, their physical needs, their survival and everything, the connection is still there, okay? But the difference is it's like a thin spider web thread. Very, very, very thin. Now, as a person starts to meditate, starts to do service and help other souls and other people and help the earth, this connection becomes wider. So in other words, a person who's enslaved by their lower nature, for lack of a better way of saying it, the spiritual connection is small. That means the influence of God and the higher beings on them is very, very tiny. They're governed by their lower nature, or their lower self, if you will. On the other hand, if you have somebody who's serious about the spiritual path, the connection is so huge that God and the higher beings and your higher self, and you come from different traditions, depends on how you call it. The influence is so strong on top. This influence on top from above overcomes the tendencies of your lower nature. In other words, let's make it super simple. Your basic chakra at the lower part of your spine is in charge of survival. In other words, when that chakra is very big, that person wants to survive. They want to work hard. They're practical, right? So here's the question. What's stopping that person in that basic chakra from going out and killing and stealing just to survive? The difference between a criminal or a savage and a saint is this. Both have the survival instinct. The difference is this survival instinct of a savage does not have any regulating factor. In other words, it does whatever it wants. I will survive regardless. On this other side, on the path of the saint, yes, I have to survive, I have to do this. But the influence of God and the higher beings and the higher soul says, okay, you will survive, but you will not hurt anybody in the process. If you can find a way that you benefit and other people benefit, even better. You get my point? So, that said, when the heart is stimulated, the crown is stimulated. When these two are stimulated, the connection increases. That person has a certain realization of who they are, that they are a spiritual being or a child of God. Now, let's put the whole thing together. So, the human heart chakra, is called personal love. You care for people that you know, right? You unconditionally love your children, your parents, your spouse, your boyfriend, girlfriend, people that you know, people around you. Then you notice after that you go, there are these children suffering in Africa who don't have anything to eat. There are people who are affected by the different wars in different parts of the world, like in the Middle East or whoever else. It doesn't directly affect you, but it bothers you. That's a good thing. That means this heart chakra being activated, it's triggering the crown. The crown chakra is connected to divine love. That's why it's often called the divine heart. Divine love is impersonal. You say, what do you mean by impersonal? Impersonal means I love this person, I love these people, even though I never met them and probably will never physically meet them. But they're suffering, somehow I feel like I have to help them out. That's divine love. It's pervasive and more of a, how do you call it? No boundaries. So human love, divine love. So a lot of times people say, oh, I'm not really into meditation and all that stuff, but yeah, I love my children, love my wife, love my husband, boyfriend, girlfriend. And later on they go, on Saturdays I got nothing to do. I want to go feed some of these hungry people, or I want to donate some money to this charity that helps a certain cause. What you don't realize is, at first you started by just caring with people around you. Before you know it, this is getting triggered. Then you start for caring for people. At that point, your spiritual path accelerates. Okay? So, how does a person usually see this in their life? It's oftentimes seen in the Hindu tradition. In the Hindu tradition, like we started before, you say namaste, right? Namaste, Namaste, namaste. The word namaste, there are many, many different detailed meanings, but the simplest way of explaining is, it's just like I, the spiritual self, I, the soul, the divinity that's within me, the presence of God, salutes or greets or honors God's presence in you. So if in India we say namaste, it means the divinity in me salutes the divinity in you. Regardless of what's going on in our lives, maybe you could beating up each other, we're screaming and yelling, but that's just the physical body, the emotions, the thought. But the true self, the soul, the spiritual being, the child of God, greets you likewise. Now, here's the funny part. All of us have learned about the 10 Commandments, right? Okay. So the 10 Commandments says, thou shalt not have any gods before me, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal. You remember 10 Commandments, right? Okay. What did the Lord Jesus Christ do? He came around and says, I'm paraphrasing. He summarized it, right? He said what? There's only actually 2 commandments. Love God above all. And number 2, love your neighbor as yourself. Remember that? In other words, from 10, he summarized it into 2. Now here's the trick. When you love other people like yourself, that's the heart chakra. When you love God above all, this is your direct connection to God, your crown chakra gets activated. Now, when you do your meditation, or you do acts of service to help other people on a regular basis, especially if you combine these 2, doing service and doing meditation, spiritual practice, something very interesting happens. You know what it is? As you say namaste to people, you look at people's eyes. You heard the saying, the eyes are the windows of the soul, and the eyes are the windows to the soul. It's a two-way street. So a lot of you, when you do meditation, at some point when you look at people, true, you see them, but it's like seeing through them. When I say seeing through them, you see past the physical body. You realize they're a soul, they're a spiritual being, they're a spirit, a child of God. So as you notice that God is within them to a high degree, guess what happens? Love God above all and love your neighbor as yourself. These 2 commandments actually merge into one. So actually, there is only one commandment. It's called oneness. As we experience oneness with God and oneness with all, the separation is just done by our minds, our physical bodies, and our emotions. Okay? Now, I'll add one more thing to that. But a lot of you have seen this image. I think I have it upside down. Okay. Right? This is the 6-pointed star. You see that? 6-pointed star. So this is the symbol for the heart chakra. In the ancient Hindu tradition, they always use the heart chakra in this image, in this form, and they always have the 6-pointed star in the middle. See that? All right. Normally, you would say, well, what does that mean? In the modern terms, it's often called the Star of David, right? But the interesting part is, after everything we've covered right now, it is very easy to understand why the 6-pointed star is a symbol of the heart. It's something like this. Watch. You have the upward pointing triangle, right? Basically, your heart chakra, if you want to reach out to your higher self, to the great teachers, to the archangels, holy angels, all the higher beings, and God, the gateway is from the heart first. Because as you open your heart to love and compassion to others, you care for people, the energy move upwards, triggers the crown to open. As the crown opens, you're able to reach higher. You do this when you pray, right? So the heart chakra triggers that whole, that whole series of things happening, right? When you actually connect upwards, when you have a strong connection with God and the higher beings, to your archangel, to your teacher, to your saint, whoever you pray to, when you have this strong connection, remember, triangle going up, when you connect, there's a realization saying, wait, if I truly believe that God is in all, including this person that I don't like, my action towards this person changes. If I truly believe that we are all children of God, that means people who are suffering, people who are hungry, we cannot just say, oh, okay, you're sick, you're hungry. Okay, oh well, too bad for you, good for me, at least it's not me. You can't do that because you have a sense that you're actually part of each other. Are you with me so far? So, what happens is, as you feel this connection with all, you cannot help but show compassion and do acts of service even more to others. So, to put it in a more illustrated form, as your heart chakra gets activated, you connect upwards to God and the higher self. Once you have that strong connection, you have a realization that we are actually one. And as that realization comes down through you and becomes more real, symbolized by that triangle in your heart will push you to help people in need. That's why the heart chakra is that's why the 6-pointed star is a symbol for the heart. It's a way to connect upward, symbolized by the upward triangle. Once you connect, the connection makes it very difficult for you to ignore people who are suffering. So you have this sense that you have to give back. And as you give back, the heart chakra is used as an instrument to help others. That's why the heart has a 6-pointed star. So if you think about it, when somebody says, oh yeah, I'm on a spiritual path, but I don't care for other people, I'm just doing it for myself, I doubt it. Because when you experience true oneness, you have a sense that you're one with all. The easiest example is this, then we go into meditation. If I have ice cubes, right? When I have ice cubes, if you put ice cubes next to each other, I mean, they're separate, right? Individual solid pieces. Once it melts, what happens? The liquid start to merge with each other, yes? And what happens when the water starts to evaporate? It turns to water vapor. Once it turns to water vapor, it literally dissolves into the atmosphere. It's interesting. When a person is not yet on the spiritual path, at least not seriously, it's me, I. What's important is me. I only take care of myself, right? When you start to care for people, you start having connections, symbolized by the water. A certain merging of love with others. Yes? Then, when a person really enters the spiritual path, as the heart gets triggered, the crown is triggered, you have a connection. You have a sense that when you meditate and pray, you go, strange. I sense a feeling of, I know who I am, I'm meditating, I'm observing, but I also sense that how come my awareness and my consciousness is beyond the distance or the size of my physical body. You almost feel like I'm there, here, there, everywhere. It's just like you're in outer space. Some of you notice it's pitch black, right? But you feel like, it feels good. It feels like quiet, calm, and I just feel like I'm part of everything I'm sensing around me. And some of you feel like when you meditate and pray, I feel so connected to God, and I just feel like I love everyone. Like I'm part of everyone. That's called expansion of consciousness. It's just like the water is turning to steam and it's merging with the atmosphere. It's like our individual consciousness, as it expands more and more, starts to experience that it's connected with all the great spiritual teachers, all the saints, archangels, to all the high beings, and you have this powerful, super powerful, very loving, very intelligent, and caring at the same time awareness that is in all. That is God, the omnipresent, omni-loving, omnipotent, all-knowing God. And you know the interesting part? The pathway to get to all of them is the heart. It's the heart. Without the heart, all these great, wonderful things, this realization is almost impossible. All right? So I hope that some of you who are new, that was not overwhelming, but we do our best to kind of give you as wide of a picture as we can, so you get to see that, hey, these spiritual teachings actually allows me to use it in my personal life, and also at the same gives me a certain pathway for me to pursue when I do my spiritual practice in the future. So that said, we will now meditate. So just get up and shake a little bit. We'll do a meditation Twin Hearts, which is activating the heart and the crown, and we will include a certain part of meditation to heal our relationships and also increase our connection to God. All right? Okay, if you're ready, let's start. Just open your palms to the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother. We humbly ask for your blessings. To the angels of love, to the angels of compassion, thank you for opening my heart and my crown. To all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, spiritual helpers. To my beloved teacher, Master Chohok Sui Mahagu Jumeling, we humbly ask for blessings of love, light, guidance, help, healing, and divine protection. We thank you in full faith. So be it. All right? Just put your hands like this. We'll affirm oneness to make the meditation more intense and more loving at the same time. Please repeat after me. I am that I am. I'm not the body. I'm not the emotion. I'm not the thoughts. I'm the soul. I'm a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. I'm connected in one to my higher soul. I'm connected in one to the divine spirit in me. I'm connected with God. I'm a child of God. I'm one with God. I'm one with all. There is only oneness. So just be still. Just listen to my voice. Put your attention on your heart and your crown and slightly higher. You're not the body. You're not the emotion. You're not the thoughts. You are the soul. You are a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. You're connected in one to your higher soul. Raise your awareness above the crown. You're connected in one to the divine spirit, divine spark in you. You are a child of God. You're one with God. You're one with all. There is only oneness. You're like a mist, a vapor that dissolves into this atmosphere of golden light. Just let go. Just be still. Just be still. Maintain your stillness and awareness. Just be still. Maintain your stillness and awareness. Simultaneously, be aware of the love within your heart, your crown, your entire being. We will now do the meditation on twin hearts. The reason it's called twin hearts, you have human heart and your divine heart. They're actually one, as taught to us by Grandmaster Chokok Sui. So raise your hands in blessing position, two hands. First, be aware of your heart. Be aware of the love within your heart. Visualize the people you love in your life. Be aware of the love within your heart. Shower them with loving energy. And just say, from my heart to yours, I shower you with love and much affection. Regardless of being Valentine's Day or no Valentine's Day, I love you unconditionally, and whatever the day is. So it is. Now allow this love to flow down through your hands. Shower the people you love and let it spread throughout the entire earth. Imagine the earth the size of a little ball in front of you. We will use the universal prayer, Saint Francis of Assisi. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Wherever there's any hatred, let me sow love. If there's any hatred within me, no matter how little, Lord God, thank you for transforming it and transmuting it into love. Where there is hatred anywhere with the people I know, the people I love, the people I don't like, let it be transformed and transmuted into loving energy. And as you project this energy to the entire earth, where there is hatred anywhere in the world, let me sow divine love. Allow love to permeate the entire earth. Visualize the areas in the world that are having conflicts and wars. May those areas literally be smothered with beautiful, loving pink energy, flooding with love and peace. Where there is injury, let me sow pardon and forgiveness. To whoever I have hurt, in however way I have hurt you. This could be my spouse, my better half, my children, my parents, my friends, anybody at all in the past that I have hurt. I've learned from my mistakes, and I humbly ask you for your forgiveness. As my heart is open, my soul is open, I send you love, joy, and peace, and humbly ask for all your forgiveness. So to whoever I've hurt in however way I've hurt you, I humbly ask for your forgiveness. Thank you. Thank you for your forgiveness. I receive it, I accept it. I am at peace with it, so it is. And I also forgive myself. I realize I'm growing. Whatever mistakes I made at that time, I've learned my lesson. If a similar situation comes up, I'll do the right thing. So I forgive myself, I learn my lesson, I move on, I move forward. So it is. Accept that forgiveness for yourself. Everybody makes mistakes. It's part of growing up. To all who have hurt me, everybody makes mistakes. We are all children of God. As my teacher says, as Master Cho says, evolution involves time, process, and lots of dumb mistakes. I have my share of mistakes, and I've probably hurt a lot of people. I've learned from my mistakes. So can you. So whoever have hurt me, I forgive you. I release you. We are all children of God. We are all evolving. God's peace and love be with all of you. God's peace and love to all who have hurt me. May your soul be healed. May you be blessed with inner peace, inner healing, and spiritual growth. May you learn from your mistakes like I have. Hopefully with less pain. May all of you be spiritually filled with love, joy, and peace, and forgiveness. I forgive you. I release you. So be it. Lord God, thank you for giving me the heart to forgive and let go. And I humbly ask for your forgiveness also. In full faith, so be it. We continue with the prayer of St. Francis. Where there is doubt, faith; where there is despair, hope. To all who are suffering, may all of you be blessed with hope and faith and a better life. So be it. So be it. Think of so many people who've lost their jobs, people who have relationship issues, physical problems. May all of them be blessed with hope, a new hope and a new faith that things will be better soon. With God, all is possible. So it is. So it is. So it is. Where there's darkness, light; where there's sadness, joy. Let every person, every being in the entire earth be blessed with peace, with love, with a spirit of forgiveness, with hope and faith, with light and lots of joy. So be it. So be it. Now, be aware of your love within your heart. Inhale. Go to the crown. Exhale. Your crown chakra is highly energized, highly activated. As the loving energy from the heart goes to the crown, it triggers it to massively open like a golden flower. Allow the golden light from that beautiful golden flower to flow down through your hands, flooding the earth. From the heart of God, through my soul, through my entire body, let every person, every being on earth be blessed with loving kindness. Let all be blessed with great joy and happiness, with understanding, harmony, and peace. Let all be blessed unconditionally and without exception. Bless your family, bless people you love, bless your friends. Bless all with love and kindness. All means no exception. Especially the people that don't like you, people that have hurt you. Flood them with waves of love, sweetness, and healing. We are one, so be it. Let all be blessed and healed, so be it. Let all be blessed with peace, with love, and with kindness, so be it. Now, be aware of your heart and your crown together. Just imagine both your heart and your crown are glowing with beautiful golden light. Let the golden light from both the heart and the crown just pour down through your hands to the entire earth. Fill your household with golden light, the place you work with golden light, the city you live in, the country you live in. Let the golden light just spread throughout the entire earth, and in the earth and outside the earth. Let the entire earth literally be saturated with this divine golden light. From the heart of all-loving God, through my entire being, let every person, every being in the higher worlds, middle worlds, even the lower worlds, let all beings in all 8 directions, in the higher dimensions and lower dimensions, in all worlds, be blessed with divine love and kindness. Let all be blessed with inner peace and inner healing. Let all be blessed with goodwill and the willingness to do good. So be it. So be it. Let all be blessed. So be it. Now, lower your hands on your lap. Keep your eyes closed. On top of your crown, imagine a beautiful golden flame. Just look at that golden flame and be still. Now allow the love within your heart to gently rise up, up, up. The loving energy from your heart is rising up to your crown and into the golden flame. Just look at that golden flame. It's getting brighter and brighter. Just be still. Allow that golden flame to get brighter and brighter, filling your entire being with love. Meditate on the stillness and the golden flame. Now, Gently move your awareness to the silence in between each mantra Om. As I chant Om, you just listen to the Om or chant with it silently, but move your awareness to the silence in between. Just let go. Be still, be aware, and just simply let go now. Any sound, any noise you hear will just gently move you to deeper and deeper stillness, peace, love, and divine bliss. Ananda, divine bliss. Now. Let go. Gently, slowly, Come back to your body. Gently move your fingers, move your toes. Slowly and ever so gently come back to your body now. Just raise your hands in blessing position once again. We'll release the excess energy we cannot absorb. Now visualize your loved one this special day. Pour your unconditional love to all your loved ones. Shower them with so much love, so much affection, unconditionally. Let this love permeate to the people you work with. Let it permeate to the entire city you live in. Let it spread and permeate throughout the entire state or city that you live in. And let it spread throughout the entire earth. Let all beings be flooded with peace, with love, and happiness. So be it. Let all be blessed. So be it. Continue flooding people you love, even the people you don't love, with lots of beautiful pink and lots of golden light. Let all be blessed. Let all beings be blessed with peace, love, joy, and happiness. So be it. Let all be blessed unconditionally. So be it. Now, if you like, you can bring out your projects. Some of you have taken the Kriya Shakti classes, or you've been with us doing full moon meditation. We always ask you to write down all the projects you have that you want blessed by this big group that we're meditating together. It's just like there's a big pipeline. All you do is aiming at it, giving it lots of energy so it can be successful. It could be anything from finances to relationships to healing to spiritual growth, mental growth, like you're going to school, whatever it is. The ones who are new, just visualize everything you want to be successful in the next few months in front of you. Everybody raise your hands, just bless it with lots of golden light. May all these projects, goals, aspirations be blessed by God with success, with progress, with advancement, with prosperity and success. May all this be blessed by God. May all this manifest properly. So be it. Continue flooding them with lots and lots of light. With God, all is possible. So it is. So it is. All right. Now focus on your feet and the base of your spine. Just imagine golden light going to the earth. Let Mother Earth be blessed with divine light, divine love, and divine power. Let Mother Earth be healed, regenerated, and revitalized. So be it. This is to ground you. Okay? Let's give thanks to the Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, to all the holy angels, holy masters, especially the angels of love, to my teacher, Master Chokok Sui Mahagu Jumeling, to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, spiritual helpers. We thank you for your immense and priceless blessings. With tremendous gratitude, respect, and love, we thank you in full faith. So be it. All right. So thank you for joining us for this meditation. I hope that you enjoyed it, that you can come back and redo it as many times as you like. You can share this lecture with the people, who might be interested in spirituality, but not really sure if there's a gap between love and spirituality. The lecture hopefully puts a bridge between the two of those. All right? And what else? Also this month, we're giving away it should be in the same page, the Relationship Healing DVD. That's about an hour or so where we go in depth into the mechanics and the anatomy of a relationship, how our energies actually affect each other, and how to repair it if it's damaged. Okay, this is not just romantic love, but if you have an argument, you have difficulty forgiving someone, or you have an estranged relationship with someone, your parents, your children, this DVD is free. Okay, you just pay shipping and handling and all that, so we can get it out to you. We're doing it for 1 week. This is just to help people who just need that extra boost to heal their relationship this month. People always like to have some direction, and we like to lead that by sharing with you something that doesn't cost you. It's free. It's just shipping is shipping. I mean, it can't be materialized over there, right? So, and for some of you who need it right away, on this page, there's that DVD also in video form. It's low resolution, so people who, like in certain countries where it's difficult to watch, at least because of the internet speed, they can still watch it. All right? And what else? So that free DVD, make sure you ask for it. You just go, when you click it, it takes you to the bookstore. Anyway, there's all that mechanics. And on May 14 is Wesak Festival Meditation. We're going to have this, yearly meditation. It's the most powerful full moon of the year. I mean, the energy is massively stronger. we gather together, at least 200-300 of us physically, and then we have thousands worldwide that connect on the internet. We meditate together, bring mass amounts of energy to bless the earth, bless humanity. We're used as instruments by God to do our share in service to the world. Okay, so I hope you join us. That's May 14th. So stay tuned. Make sure we have your email. We can contact you, and stay tuned to our Facebook page. It's Master Stephen Co. I think it's Master Stephen Co. This guy's name. All right, it's on Facebook. Other than that, that's it. The ones who are in pranic healing, we have a Mahasamadhi on March 19. That is celebrating the great soul, our teacher, Master Chua on March 19. And if you stay in touch, a lot of new things are coming up, more video streams, more lessons. We will share those with you. So, Atma means soul. To all you Atmas, Namaste. God's peace and love be with you. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time. Okay? Bye.